It's not overly dramatic to say that working from home can ruin your life if you do it wrong. Take it for someone who's been doing it for the past 8 years and made all kinds of mistakes in the beginning. Now, this video isn't about increasing your productivity or doing your best work from home, although it will certainly help with that too. This is about improving your life, taking advantage of everything it has to offer, and actually enjoying working from home. No stress, no anxiety, no loneliness. I'm Sandy from Exceedable, and we've been helping digital entrepreneurs navigate the ups and downs of creating an online business and living the .com lifestyle. Over the years, we've come up with some much needed tips, shall we call them rules, for working from home successfully, and I'm about to share them with you. So, if you're struggling, if the anxiety of having to juggle home life with work is too much, if you can't stop thinking about work even when work hours are done, keep on watching. Well, why is this a big deal? Why do you need to be able to work remotely in a way that is comfortable to you? Because according to the US Census, 6.5 million people were working from home in 2017, and the number has been increasing ever since, particularly after the last year when so many people were forced to work from home and will probably continue to do so for the foreseeable future. And for companies, there's also a lot of advantages. In 2016, Dell expanded its telecommuting and remote work initiatives after $12 million in annual savings from reduced office space costs. American Express is saving up to $15 million a year in real estate costs because of remote working. Now, from your desk at your artificially lit, noisy workspace, it may also sound ideal, skipping that commute, being able to spend more time with your children, working in your pajamas. Is this your story? Have you been working from home for the last year or the last decade or anything in between? If so, comment below on how it is for you. What do you feel are the upsides and the downsides? What are the strategies you found to work from home stress-free? Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you're interested in seeing more about being a digital entrepreneur or being successful at living the .com lifestyle. Okay, here we go. I guess the first thing I should say is you need to find out what works for you. No two people are alike. Some prefer freedom, others a bit more structure, and there's nothing wrong with that. Do what works for you, okay? That's actually one of the perks of working from home. You don't have to fit into that office dynamic, so you might as well create your own. And while we're on the subject of perks, enjoy them. All of them. Take advantage of everything working from home has to offer. Have warm bread, warm croissants, and freshly brewed coffee for breakfast. Enjoy the time you saved by not commuting to spend time with your family, to read a book, or doing whatever you love. I hear a lot of people saying you should dress up for work, but for me, nothing beats working in really comfortable clothes. So if you're having Zoom meetings, pick a nice top, comb your hair, but don't deny yourself the comfort of being in your yoga pants and fluffy socks. You deserve it. So next, create a morning routine that is able to start your day in the best possible way while getting you in a work mindset. We all know that the way you start your day is critical in setting the tone for how the rest of it will go. And when you're rushing to get to work, most mornings are stressful and hectic. Well, now they don't have to be. You don't need to feel anxious or rush to work, but you do need focus and a clear head. And if you have no idea of the morning routine that will get you there, try different things. A nice long shower, a meditation, a calm breakfast, whatever works. Okay, so you're awake, your morning routine is complete, and you're ready to work. Now what? Now you need to create your dedicated workspace. Ideally, you would have an office to work in that is separate from your living space, but smaller houses don't really have that kind of space. You still need a dedicated workspace though, someplace you can walk away from when your workday is done. the last thing you need is to look at paperwork and other work-related items when you're trying to relax and forget all about work. And if you have a closed balcony, that will work great. Even a nook in your living room will do. Creating that dedicated workspace will also help you avoid distractions. You won't be able to concentrate if the TV's on and you're working on the couch, or if your children are playing noisily nearby, or your cat keeps sitting on your keyboards, which happens a lot around here. Feeling unproductive is a major stress trigger, one you will be able to avoid by keeping distractions at bay. Now, the next thing you need to do is create boundaries. It is the best way to prevent tensions and disagreements with the people you share your home with and with your boss. For example, you can let your roommates know that if they need to talk to you during their work hours, they should text you instead of just coming to you or calling you at any time. If your work requires a lot of meetings, create a way to let them know when you should not be disturbed. For younger children, create signs that you can post on your door when they can't distract you or call you. You can even make it a fun task to do together, creating those signs. Now, with your boss, make clear that your work hours are set and so are your breaks. Don't compromise on them. It's not okay for your boss or your colleagues, for that matter, to call you after hours just because you're working from home. If they didn't do it before, after you left the office, they shouldn't do it now. And if they did, it's time they stopped, right? Now, this next one is very important. You need to step up your communication game with your roommates, your colleagues, and your boss. You need to try and stay on the same page as them at all times. And the only way to do it is by communicating. It's also by communicating that you will be able to set those boundaries that work for everyone. Discuss each other's expectations. What do they expect from you? What do you expect from them? Make it clear, debate, find common ground. Then, as work progresses and time moves forward, revisit those expectations when needed and talk about what's working and what's not, and make the necessary changes, because frankly, there are some things you will only know after you've tried them. Last but not least, great communication is very important when working from home, because you're not meeting people face to face. Oftentimes you're exchanging emails or texts, and there is no way for someone to know your tone when reading the text, so be mindful of that. Be extra careful in the way you communicate to avoid misunderstandings. According to a Buffer study from 2018, 21% of remote workers say their biggest struggle is collaborating and communicating, so make sure to work on that. Also, don't be afraid to ask for what you need. Other people can't read your mind, and it's not their job or their obligation to know what you need. It's up to you to ask for it, even when it's not comfortable to do so. Putting it off will only make you unhappy. Now, according to the same study, another 21% of remote workers said their biggest struggle with working from home was loneliness. And I totally get it. It's easy to fall into a routine when working from home that will distance you from others. You're not meeting your colleagues for drinks after work, so keep that in mind. Take time to talk to your coworkers, even if remotely. Make plans with your friends. Organize group activities. Think of things you can do with other people. If you're an introvert, trust me, you will still need this. Otherwise, you'll just go further into your shell. On that note, make sure you leave your house every day, or every other day if the weather isn't great. For us, it's mandatory because we have dogs we need to walk. But if you don't have dogs, go out to buy bread, groceries, whatever you need. Take a walk around your neighborhood, go get coffee, whatever it takes for you to go out and see other people. Now, moving on. Most people mention this, but I will say it nonetheless. Keep to your schedule. If it's 9 to 5, then log on at 9 and log off at 5. But don't forget about taking those breaks, okay? If it's a number of hours you need to clock in, do it. No more, no less. Keep the same strictness with sick leaves and vacations. I can't tell you how easy it is to work overtime when you're working from home, or to work when you're feeling sick. If you had to go to the office, you would call in sick, but at home, you convince yourself that you can do it while resting. And the same with checking your emails during off time, like weekends and vacations. The truth is, things tend to blend in together when you're working from home. I know that, but it's such a big mistake. You need to keep things as separate as you can, or soon enough, it will feel like you're living in your office, and that's the worst possible feeling. You're working in your home, not living in your office. Tell that to yourself as often as you need it. As often as you're about to blur the lines, don't do it. There is so much more you can do with your free time. Anything is better, really. Like staring at the sky, watching the clouds will be more beneficial than working on your free time. Just no. No, 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 no. Don't make me go over there. Okay, I'm okay now. Okay. Now, the last tip I have for you may sound a bit trivial and unimportant, but it's actually the number one cause for bickering in our home. When working from home, you need to prepare your meals beforehand. Ideally, something you just need to heat up like you would if you were at the office and brought your lunch. Don't leave it till it's lunchtime to decide what you eat or to cook complicated meals. It will stress you out and eat into your lunch break time. Unless you see cooking as meditation, I do not advise it. Just plan your meals like you did before working from home so things will go smoothly and stress-free. Or eat a sandwich, I guess. Well, this video is already running long, so thank you for staying with me this long. Hopefully, you will find these tips helpful and you'll be able to adapt to working from home easily. I truly believe this is the future for most jobs. In a time when quality of life is a major priority for workers and technology has enabled most tasks to be completely remote, the traditional commute to an office just doesn't make sense anymore. All there's left to do is for each of us to find a way to make it work. And these tips should go a long way in helping you do that. If you enjoyed this video and want to know more of our tips for digital entrepreneurs, please subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to click on that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. That's it for now, and I will see you for our next video. Bye bye!